Why am I a socialist? Well, you know, I was pushing for capitalism because I like the whole merit-based system. That's what I'm about, the merit-based system. But you know, I work my ass off. I provide for the infrastructure, doing the work that most people don't want to do, and I don't get paid shit for it. You know who gets paid good money? Social media influencers, Hollywood celebrities, sports athletes, who, by the way, do we know if they throw the games? Politicians, they get paid really good money. These CEOs who only care about their shareholders, they don't care about the people who actually work for the company. Why should I support a capitalist system when, yeah, sure, in the past it worked pretty well, but now it's just monopolizing everything. And like I said before, if we were having the best products and services put out, cool. But are we putting out the best products and services? Is capitalism putting out the best products and services? I make like 20, 30 an hour. Do you think that I can really pay all my bills off of that and have medical insurance? Where is it all coming from? I have debt like everybody else. I don't have a car payment. So if I didn't, we all have some type of debt, whether it's a car payment, mortgage, credit cards. So the whole notion that, oh, you have debt. Yeah, of course. Who the hell doesn't have debt? What adult doesn't have debt? It's a rarity. It's an extreme rarity to not have debt in this society. And then they want to be like, oh, but listen, man. Hey, I see a bunch of people on welfare who are on it their whole damn lives. There's people that have more kids so they don't have to be on it. We give foreigners welfare. So we're paying for all these people's Medicare, Medicaid, their food stamp, Section 8. But somebody like me who actually provides real value for the society, I don't get medical treatment. No, so this whole push for conservatives talking about free medical for all. Well, I don't think it should be for all. I just think it should be for people under a certain, hey, listen, you don't want to pay us right? Companies don't want to pay us right? Well, if you want us to keep providing products and services because you people don't want to do it yourselves, you social media influencers don't want to get real jobs, if you want people like me to continue to do these things, you're gonna have to give us free healthcare. And you need to stop taxing us. I make under 50,000. Why am I being taxed? I should be. Hey, listen. I work 40 hours a week. I work a real damn job. I'm not working enough service. Oh, you need to. I have skills, man. I have skills. I help paint the stage of, I think it was the 2022 NFL draft in Kansas City. That's not skills. What's a skill then? Oh, I have to be a master plumber to be shut up. Okay, let's say I do that. So you're saying that my job still needs to get done by somebody. And by the way, it does. By the way, the people who saying I don't have skills wouldn't be able to do my job. I guarantee most of these people who say this, they would not be able to handle not even a day doing my job because they're so weak. They won't be able to handle the filth. They won't be able to handle the stress. And it does take a intelligence to do my job, to figure things out, calculations and this and that. You can't just step into my job, even if you have the highest IQ, and then just like, oh, you're just a master of it and just do what I do overnight. The audacity of these people. I don't know what to tell you. So, hey, if capitalism worked right and we had a bunch of small companies competing against each other, no, we have corporations, monopolies, and I'm supposed to defend this? I'm supposed to defend my economic enslavement, my economic imprisonment, and you think that I'm going to sit here and defend capitalism for the rich? Well, all of my money that I make goes to bills? Oh, you made mistakes. Yeah, who does it? Who hasn't made mistakes? I'm just wondering. I'm doing the right things. I haven't been on a vacation in like a few years. When I take a vacation, it's called a stay vacation. In fact, I think the last time I actually went on a vacation was in like, I've moved around, but the last real vacation where I went somewhere would be probably Faster Horses Country Festival in 2017. 3-day. That was my vacation. The audacity of these people, man. And listen, there's a ton of people in my position that they look down on, that they talk crap on, that they sit in their little, McMansions, thumbing their nose at us, thinking that they're better than us, all the while praising Jesus, looking down on people like me. I don't drink. I quit smoking weed. And in fact, I didn't quit forever. I just quit for now. I plan on doing it in the future at some point. Right now, I'm trying to get my debt down. I'm trying to extract everything I can. It's a slow process to try. Hopefully nothing really bad happens to put me really far behind. To extract, to try to get my debt down. I'm being responsible. And in fact, I have been responsible. I've been a responsible parent. If my kids came on here, if I talked, I don't want to talk about their personal lives, but if I told you what's going on in their personal lives, you'd be shocked about where they're at in their lives at their age. So I don't want to hear anybody trying to tell me that I've been irresponsible. A couple of things I made mistakes for sure. Like, I'm a human. These people act like they're flawless, like they've never made any type of mistakes. I've made a couple huge mistakes. Like, I got a DUI at age 30. I bought an engagement ring for a woman a little bit after that didn't deserve it. It was a pretty expensive one, out of my price range. But that was like 16 years ago. The government keeps printing out money. They won't stop. They can't stop. I'm imprisoned by the dollar, just like it does to the rest of the world. Our dollar has imprisoned the rest of the world and a growing portion of Americans. And you think we're just going to sit here and continue with this? And you think that I'm going to keep pushing capitalism? Yeah, capitalism did work pretty well in the past, and it can work pretty well in the right now. But it's not what we really have at this point. I guess we do. It's just a system, man. It's just a system. Like, there's winners and losers. The people who are losing are people like me. The people who actually go to work, do the right things, stay out of trouble, raise our families, We're losing. That shouldn't be happening. You know, I hear these things from the people on the right. Well, you know, you shouldn't get paid a livable wage. Then why would I work? What is the point of working then? I work to provide for myself and people in my family. I don't go to work to have fun. I don't go to work to socialize. Like, what are these people thinking when they say shit like that? When they say the most idiotic stuff like, your job, if you work 40 hours a week, you shouldn't have a livable wage. Like, what kind of dumb crap is that? You're defending these corporations who have mass amounts of power. They have tons of capital. They have tons of assets. They don't take care of their employees. They rely on the government to subsidize their employees. This is what they're fine with that. Or they're fine with people working 80 hours a week just to survive. And on top of that, whether it's 60 or 80 hours a week, they want them to go to school on top of that. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know what world you guys live in. I really don't understand. And we don't even know. You know, things might have been different 30 years ago, you people. You know, when we didn't have to worry about AI taking our jobs. You know, when people were saying, like, go to college would be a good... Yeah, I mean, back then, it was a good thing to go to college. You know, oh, get into the tech. Yeah. Get into coding. Yeah. Is that a good idea nowadays? We're just tired. We're tired. We're tired of you people. And they'll come on here and they'll call me a Democrat. It's like, no, I don't like the Democrats. But if I have to live in a socialist system while I'm doing the right things, while I'm working my 40 hours a week, then everybody else has to too. Or else we just won't do this anymore. Like, I don't know, do you just not want us to... Do you want us to stop working? Is that what you people really want? Is that what you corporations want? Do you want us to stand up, unite together, and just say, fuck you guys, we're done. You come down here and do these jobs. Is that what you really want? People are waking up, and we're fucking fed up with this shit. We're fucking fed up with being browbeaten and told that, oh, you're not trying hard enough, you're lazy. What are you talking about? I work 40 hours a week. That's not lazy. I have a job. So if I don't work, I'm lazy. If I work 40 hours a week, I'm lazy. Like, fuck you. Fuck you. I'm just so tired of this shit. It's slavery. Capitalism is slavery. If you're for unfettered capitalism, you have no problem with slavery. You have no problem with stealing from other people. That's capitalism. Stealing is capitalism. You take, that means you win, they lose. There's no morality in capitalism. It's a system. It's a way of being. I take from you, I win, you lose. That's capitalism. I'm capitalizing. I'm capitalizing on some weakness. Maybe I have a gun. I take from you by using my gun. You don't have a gun. That's called capitalizing. I'm capitalizing on your weakness. Like I said, I'm all for merit based. I want the best person for the job. I'm not for inclusion and diversity and DEI. No. I don't care what skin color you are. I don't care what gender you are. Hey, listen, if you're Amelia Earhart or a Joan of Arc and like that type of figure, and you can run a company better than like men, cool. Is that a rarity? Hell yeah, that's a rarity. Is it possible? Sure. Do I think that it should all be people that look like me in charge of everything? No. Because, like, not everyone that looks like me is intelligent. There's a lot of dumb people that look just like me that are dumb. See, I have a pragmatic type of way of thinking. If capitalism was putting out the best products and services like it was in the past, cool. You know, I can actually save for something. But what is capitalism at this point? Like, and I'm sitting here like, you know, I'm very proud. I don't want to go into the depth, but like, trying to give advice on like what to invest in when it all feels like a casino. Like, you can't just invest in saving your cash and that's it, because that's a depreciating asset. Let's say you buy a house. Well, if you have a bunch of people that move around you that are pieces of crap, that makes the neighborhood go down, that depreciates your asset. And vice versa. It's a risk. Everything's a risk. And there's not a lot of balance nowadays. You have all these people at the top. They have all this wealth. They have all this stuff. And they rely on people like me to keep our nose to the grindstone. But if I'm not healthy because I can't afford to go to the doctor, what happens? You can't just bring people in from the third world and expect them to do what I do. I'm telling you right now, I have a skilled job. Whether it's the master skill, doesn't matter. My job and jobs that I've done, you can't just go in there overnight and know exactly what it takes. Time. Some people can learn things faster for sure, but they're not gonna learn everything overnight. So if you have us all just stop working and you have all these highly intelligent people in the office come in and do our jobs, you're gonna have a bunch of chaos. They can't handle it anyway because they're weak. They're weak people. And I'm just tired of the social media influencer. You know what's funny? I was thinking about this today. Just not too long ago, and I was thinking, man, look at all these popular social media influencers. You know what they remind me of? They remind me of all the mainstream bands, whether it was pop, rap, rock, metal, punk, whatever. All of these mainstream bands in the 80s. And then there was something that was building in the underground. Stuff, some people like me, authentic punk, underground. And then grunge came out. It did go mainstream, but it was very, like, I just remember all of these punk bands in the 80s and 90s who, that was cool. And it was like, if you like the mainstream, you're trendy. And I think that something like that's gonna happen where maybe not me, but you're gonna see more and more people like me who, you know, they're not putting ads on their videos. You watch their videos on YouTube, you're like, hey, listen, there's no ads on their videos. That's pretty cool. Like, I can actually listen to what they're saying without having to be interrupted by a commercial. There was a time where the mainstream wasn't cool anymore. It was the underground. It was like, hey, I like that band. You know, they're like AFI. I like that band. They're small, and then they get big, and then there was this attitude of, there's everyone knows them now. You all these different bands did that. Marilyn Manson, he was, you know, in the underground, kind of like the minor leagues, you know, because what the mainstream music just seems so phony, you know, and it felt like the underground was authentic. And that's what it feels like right now with the social media influencers. They all feel so fake, so phony. And I do think that there is a growing consensus of people who want to listen to people like me. Because I'm not sitting here doing the jump cut. You know, I'm not following a script. You can tell I'm not following a script because of how my videos are. I jump from here to there. I lose, I'm like going, and I lose track of thought. I don't go back and edit. I'm not trying to sell you things. It's just like, it's just a camera. I put myself out there. I don't have a fancy background. I have the microphone, but I don't plug it in no more. The only time I would even think about using the microphone again is if I do like another debate on Spaces. That's about it. But yeah, it's just background now. Everything with these people it's just too perfect. You know what I mean? And that's what it was like for a lot of it. Just seemed manufactured. Too much manufacturing. You know, with the alternative. You can tell like the mainstream manufactured some of these bands. Like the Matchbox 20, Hanson and stuff like that, where they weren't in the trenches of the underground like Marilyn Manson or Nirvana, you know, where they paid their dues. They were just all of a sudden thrown out there and they were famous. Not saying they didn't have talent. What I'm saying is it was fake, and you could tell it was fake. And I think that people are tired of it. They want, you know, the whole reason why social media blew up, the whole reason why YouTube blew up was because it felt authentic. It felt like people were. Now it's just over manufactured. You see these famous people with their podcasts and their, you know, their backgrounds, and you know, it's like a little TV show, and it's like, I don't know, man. It just seems so inauthentic. Obviously, people care what they have to say because they're famous. But I think that you're going to see more people not necessarily me, but you're gonna see more people like me, gain more traction. And in fact, you might see people that are like me gain the notoriety and they start to feel uncomfortable with it. Like they might almost reject it. You know what I mean? You're gonna know the authentic people because they're not going to follow the algorithm. You know, you can tell the ones that follow the algorithm because they just keep putting out the same type of video over and over and over again. You're gonna see people like me that put out what the hell they want to talk about. They're not going to be a slave to their audience. It's almost gonna be like, fuck you to the audience. You can like me, that's cool, you can like what I say, but you're not gonna tell me what to say, or you're not gonna tell me what to think. You're not gonna tell me what I can talk about. If you don't like it, then go somewhere else. Because people like me, we're not here for the money. We're here to put our opinions out. You know what's so funny that there's I don't know if I could find it. I made a video of me shooting hoops. If I can find my TikTok, man. Who did you say that? I made a video of me shooting hoops. See, this is what I'm talking about. I just don't give a shit. Alright, so you might not be able to see it, but I'm just gonna play it anyway. So right now, Enes Kanter and I think Royce White, these guys are two former NBA players, and they're talking about joining the WNBA because the WNBA wants to have males in there. So I made a TikTok about 3 years ago saying I'm gonna break all the WNBA records. And let's see if you can see. This is me. Damn it, come on, man. I'm going to break all the WNBA records. I'm going to break all the WNBA. And then what I'm seeing on social media since they put this stuff out is they're blowing up and they're like, oh, you guys are geniuses, when I've thought about this when I made a video about it 3 years ago. You know, when I see stuff like this, it makes me like, dude, I'm so far, I'm like ahead of my time. So when I say stuff like this, when I say like, you're gonna see the death of these, you won't see like social media influencers go away, but you're gonna see the popular ones be looked at like Hollywood celebrities are. Like nobody's gonna care about what they have to say, which is gonna be really crazy. That's what's gonna be really interesting. So they're gonna have to get real jobs. If we have real jobs in the future, they better hope that we don't have to have jobs. I listen to these social media influencers on Bitcoin to see like a bunch of people lose like their life savings using a cold storage wallet like they were told. You know, stuff like this. I listen to some of these social media influencers about BlockFi. Now I lost a good chunk of wealth right there. I think I probably lost a good. At the time it was like $2,000, but now it's probably like worth $8,000. So yeah, that's cool, and I'm never getting that back. It's a good thing that I followed my intuition and didn't put everything in there. It was tempting, you know. Oh, you get so much you get 5% interest, and you get paid in Bitcoin. So it's just like I keep getting more Bitcoin, so it keeps stacking. So I just keep getting more and more. Yeah, I look at like Trump, to me. That was it right there. Like how he's flipped, and he could flip the other way. I don't know, but for him to campaign on doing all this and just like do a 180 on everything he basically said, except some things, you know, the Republicans come out and say, oh, you gotta vote for us, dude. Oh, then bring these guys. Then I mean, I don't care, because if they come in and they flood our borders, they're done. Like, our government is done. You know how easy it will be to overthrow our government if they're just going to be bringing all these people. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, the Democrats want to bring in all these people so they can vote. But we're not. If you do this, we will overthrow the government. I don't know what to tell you, Democrats. We will literally, like, overthrow the government. Gen Z's already primed for it. They have lack of empathy. They're fed up with shit. I don't know what's holding them back right now. We've already seen hints of it. We've seen the toilet paper fiasco where the guy burned down a huge facility of toilet paper. We've seen the whole healthcare CEO. And I'm not rooting for this, by the way. I just want some stability. That's what I want. But if the Democrats are going to come in here, flood our borders again full of foreigners, and make me pay, and you think I'm going to keep going to work and paying for these people? When what am I going to do? Keep going to work, and I can't even pay my bills no more. Now I'm going to be homeless. But I'm going to keep going to work? Really? You think that's gonna? You think that like there's no long-term thinking with these people? If the Democrats get it back in, and they it'll be way easier to overthrow the government with the Democrats. Listen, they're for defunding the police, or they're for defunding this, or for defunding that. They're for weakening our military. Which one would be easier to overthrow, like physically overthrow? A Democrat-led country or a Republican? Now, the Republicans, the leaders can fucking suck a dick. But everyday Republicans, I get along with them pretty solid. And, everyday Democrats who aren't into this, like, woke crap that doesn't make any sense, that they don't know what's the difference between a man and a woman, but they trust the science, and it's all about feelings. I don't like you, okay? I despise you, and you actually want to kill me, who does the jobs that keeps you alive, by the way. I do the jobs. People like me do the jobs that keep all you people alive. Whether you're on the right or left, we do the hard work to keep you guys alive. Yeah, to keep ourselves alive to keep ourselves alive as well. Well, that's why we do it, because we're trying to survive. These woke people, like, if you get rid of us, you're doomed. You're doomed. So you can round us all up, come and round me up and throw me into some whatever, throw me into some type of, can I say it? I got banned for talking about it on X. So I don't even, this was so stupid. Like, this is what I don't like about social media. Can I talk? Can I say words? Why do we have to be so weak? If you don't like what I'm saying, then just like turn my video off. Is it really that hard for these people? Can we do like can YouTube like innovate? You know, I already put that you have to be an adult to watch my content. It's for adults. So why are adults offended? Do we have to make it rated R? Make my content rated R? That's fine. You can make my content rated. I don't want little kids watching this stuff anyway. You got to be a certain age. That's what I put. 18 and up. Are you not an adult? You know what I mean? Like, are your feelings hurt? Why can't I talk about certain things? Like, you know what's funny about those people is they're all about inclusivity, unless it's about opinions. You know, oh, we're all for inclusion unless like I disagree with something that you say. I don't fall in line with your ideology. That's what's funny about these people, because they're just hypocrites, man. They don't make any sense. And you know, I hate on both sides. I don't care about either side. I'm for Gen Z at this point. I'm for the future. The kids are the future. That's what I always heard when I was growing up. The kids are the future. Does it really feel like the kids are the future right now? Does it really feel like our society really cares about the future? Does it really feel like it's a family-orientated society that cares about the kids' future? Oh, well, why aren't people having kids? I don't know, because they probably don't want to bring kids into this non-family society, this degenerate, separatist, non-communal society. I don't know why it's such a what's the big deal? Oh, you're gonna have kids. So many people, you know, they went through so much of your ancestors. Why do you care? Why do you care? Yeah, they did, but you know what? I guarantee you, if my ancestors were living right now, they probably would say the same shit that I'm saying. You probably shouldn't have kids. Fuck it. What does it matter? What does it fucking matter? Like, this is all absurd anyway. It's all random, right? Everything is random, right? Everything's random. Sure, everything's random. Sure. You know, I was thinking about this, and people probably think I'm crazy, but when I say I think that we're in a simulation, I don't think it's a computer simulation. And I was talking to AI about this, and it's like, oh, it's a conspiracy theory. No, it's a theory. You know, because I'm not an astrophysicist, it's a conspiracy theory. You know, these people that are physicists can come up with these theories about our universe, but I can't, because I don't have a PhD and a master's. No, this is my hypothesis on what this is. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't a creator. Not at all. I just don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's, you know, God out of the Bible. But I've heard that there are different dimensions, and there could be infinite dimensions. And if you do believe in the Bible, you actually do believe in dimensions. Do you believe in the spiritual dimension? Do you believe in heaven? Do you believe in hell? Well, that's a different dimension, isn't it? Is that not a different dimension? Anyway, so I don't know who it was, but somebody said that there was infinite dimensions, and I could be president in a different dimension, and you know what I mean. I've experienced like the Mandela effect. It does affect me, and by the way, I think Gen Z, you're gonna feel it too. You guys are gonna be like, "What? I don't remember it like that." I don't know if it has anything to do with CERN, but what I do think it is. I don't think that we're in a simulation of computer. I think that we're in an organic simulation. I think that there's infinite universes all around us. And that's what possibly could be dark energy. Look it up. We don't know what it is. They don't know what it is. Dark energy is pushing us faster. They said it's been slowing, but they don't know where it's coming from. And I think it could be another universe seeping into ours that is like dying or something. I don't know. That's a hypothesis, but I do think it is possible. Now, I don't know. I'm just open-minded. Something happens when we sleep. It could be possible we wake up in a different organic, physically dimension than what we were in before. We could wake up in the same one. But I don't feel like I'm in the same dimension that I was born into. I really don't. Now I understand there's like a psychosis, stuff like that. This whole woke stuff that took over to me, that kind of seems like a trend. Oh, that's popular, so I'm jumping on. You know what I mean? It's like high school stuff. That's what it seems like. High school crap. But I do think it could be possible where you might shift into a different dimension. Maybe you can shift. You know how they say, like, you can, if you get emotionally invested and you think about this, you visualize, you can make things happen, it happens. And I'm wondering if you do that enough with your energy and your frequency, that you can shift into a different dimension. Maybe you can do it real time. But who's to say that when you go to sleep, you don't wake up in the same body, but it's just in a different dimension? Just a little bit different. Not like crazy, like you're gonna wake up in a dimension and all of a sudden you're president of the United States, or you're in the WNBA, but a little bit. It's a little bit different. And you think about that, just like the daily life. You know what I mean? Like, every day is pretty much the same, but it's like a little different. You know what I mean? Like, it's different, but it's the same. It is for me. I mean, you can change things. You can change, your routines, and you can change where you work. But eventually, like, you kind of get, it turns out like every day is this is a Monday. And you have different things that you deal with at work that happen, but it's generally the same, right? We have to like shower every day. We have to grocery shop. We have to clean. Things get dirty. And I know that's life, but I don't know. It's weird to think about. And you know what the funny thing is? It's like, we don't really even know where we came from, right? Honestly, do we really know? They say the Big Bang. Do we know what caused the Big Bang? Oh, guesses were just like, it was atom, or the guesses were whatever they were saying. They just started going like really fast, and then whoa, Well, where did the gases come from? Where did this matter come from? And where do black holes go to? What happens on the other side of the black hole? Something else, it just like destroys shit. I guess like they can destroy shit and then just it I guess turns into radiation. That's what not Ethan Hawke, the guy Stephen Hawking's. Yeah, that he basically said when black holes dissipate, it's like just turns into radiation or something like that. And I did there's a theory of Einstein where if you travel at the speed of light away from Earth far enough and you come back, you'll be in the future. But you can't go in the past. You can only go forward. So what is this? You think about this too. You know how, when the sun comes up, we get up. That's the natural things of humans until recently. But for like until the 21st century, till the 20th century, till the 19th century, when we didn't have electricity, people just used candles. People went to bed when it got dark, basically. They stayed up a little bit, probably reading, but they what are they doing? Like, they didn't stay up all night. They had to get up early and tend to their animals and their crops. So what happens if you're floating in space? What happens if we have a spaceship and you go to a different solar system? In the middle of that, you're not having a sun up to sundown. It's always dark. So what happens to your circadian rhythm at that point? What happens to time? Would it even matter? You just go to sleep when you get tired? I think that our sun has a big influence, obviously, on our life. But I just don't think that we were random, like the atheists believe. I don't think that we're randomly we just form. Like, dude, it is possible. But I don't think, it's highly unlikely that we just formed. And we're so far away from everything else. It's so like strategic that we're all by ourselves. Think about that. If we are all by ourselves out here, why are we so against each other? You know what I mean? If there's no other life out here, I'm talking about in the whole galaxy or universe besides us, wouldn't you think it would be better for us to try to like love each other? Wouldn't you not like blow each other up in wars and would you want to be the only human left here? Would you want to be the only intelligent being left, like on I Am Legend, in this whole universe? Would you like that to be you? I wouldn't. Imagine that. Yeah, okay. I'm sure it would be cool at first. You go and take. You can go wherever you want. You can take whatever car you want. You go into whatever house. Yeah, but eventually you're gonna have to start working your ass off. Eventually you're the food's gonna go bad, so you're gonna have to start making your own food. It's crazy to think about that. Like we are the only intelligent life in this whole universe. And we can't get along. It's not like there's a bunch of like other races of humanoids in different planets around us. You know, it's highly populated universe everywhere. No, we're the only life here. It just feels like we were put here, man. It really just feels like we were put here. I think that there's more life out there. I think that there probably is extraterrestrial beings out there. I do. I think there's more intelligence out here. And I think that we probably were put on this planet. But I don't know. We don't know. We don't know. What do we really know? What do we really know? We don't. Some people are, you know, the pyramids are supposed to be like what, 5,000 years old. They're on multiple continents. Some they could be 12,000 years. I've heard some dating them to be like 12,000 years old. On multiple continents? What? How are they on multiple continents? How did they make them so precise with the primitive tools and like the technology wasn't, and we can't make them now? Like how precise those blocks were to be formed in like from quarries like 50 miles away. I mean, it's possible, but to stack those huge blocks that were perfect just by slave labor. I don't know, man. All I know is I don't trust our government. I don't really trust anybody or anything at this point. I trust myself. It's sad. It's sad that I have to be at this point where I can't trust anybody. You know, it's sad that I can be. I try to uplift people at work. I try to talk them up, and I'm not gonna talk too much about work, but I try to uplift people. You know what I mean? I try to be humble at work, and then uplift people. And I was doing that today, and I almost got like a negative reaction out of it. Because people aren't used to that. People aren't used to positivity. People are used to negativity. People are used to sarcasm, you know, putting them down. And they're not used to somebody actually like being authentic and saying like, hey man, this guy's really good. He really knows his stuff. And I wasn't being like facetious or anything like that. It was like but that's where we're at. Like I can't trust any. I understand where the guy's coming from. Well, you talk behind my, you probably talk behind. That's what you said to my face. You know, I understand why he would say that or think that. Because I don't trust anybody's validation. Isn't that bad? Think about it. That's where we're at right now. That's where we're at in a society. When somebody says something nice to you, it's like, whoa, why are you saying this? What's the catch? That's where we're at. Isn't that sad? It's been like that for a while, and you know, I joke around. I dabble in the negativity. I've done it for a while because that's the environment that I've been living in my whole life. Just negativity. The society's been completely negative, very toxic, and it's propped up by some type of like phoniness, like fakeness. It's like a layer, it's like a bunch of bullshit, but there's this layer of like, hey, how's it going, man? Hey, how you doing? When you tell somebody how you doing, and they're like, no, like, it fucking sucks. Life fucking sucks. You're gonna be like, oh shit. I didn't really care about how you're doing. You're not, you're gonna be like, oh dang. I'm not saying somebody you actually really care about. You know, it's just a passive, like, you're passing somebody like an NPC. It's an NPC thing. How's it going? How you doing? You know, I was in customer service. How's it going? How you doing today, sir? Can't take your order. Today fucking sucks. Oh. You know what I mean? It's just a polite thing to say. And I'm not against like politeness. I'm not against it, but there's a lot of white lies that keep our society functioning at this point. It's been like this for a while. A lot of phoniness. How you doing? How's it going? Like, there's no problems in my own back. Like everything, I'm pretending I got this persona that everything's fine with me. Like I'm good. Like nothing's bad has ever happened. I have nothing going on in the background. I have to put this persona off to everybody that I'm good when I'm really not. When I see people out and I'm like, I can see their vibe. I can see their faces. I can feel their vibe. I work with people and they can be like, they come off like that, and then like I work with them so long and I can see their real self. They're holding stuff back. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore.